Hello, welcome to the Reloading Podcast here on the Firearms Radio Network, presented by Patriot Patch Company and Camerado. Camerado, for those of you who don't know, right here. It's a Sean Heron creation from We Like Shooting, so I told him if he sent me some free stuff, I'd mention him on the podcast sometime. So we'll talk about that a little later. But right now, the phones are open. 608-467-0308 for whoever wants to call in. In the meantime, it's been a while. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Doing real good.
Jimmy, you're already on the show. You don't need to call in.
Oh, that's why you won't answer.
Did you call the right number? 608-467-0308?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't need dial.
All right, then. Dork.
I should put that on speed dial. That way I pester you.
It goes to Google Voice, so I can just ignore it.
Okay.
So what's everybody been up to? It's been a week. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Nick?
Not a whole lot. I had one new gun come in.
What's that?
It's a Japanese Type 22 Murata, and it's currently in pieces. So, took it apart to clean it and double check a couple things and fix one of the cracks, and I formed another crack. So that's going to be a project when Dad comes out here for get ready to go out to Vegas.
So what you're saying is he's a better woodsmith than you are?
No, it's not a woodsmith. It needs two hands for this to glue this up because it's the crackling runs along. Well, two sets of hands. It's you have to hold it and then yeah. But,
somebody's got to hold their tongue right too.
But other than that, I'm excited for it. Good bore, so it's going to be a good shooter. Other than that, yeah, once I get the cracks fixed in the stock, dies will get ordered. I kind of have a order kind of on hold from CH4D for the dies, so we'll get those ordered. Other than that, just getting ready for SHOT Show. Got my new tablet, so we're gonna be able to take notes while at show floor, and it comes with wherever I put it. I don't know where I put it. Wow, did I already lose the thing? I don't know, it's right here.
Broke a gun, breaking his tablet.
So, but you gotta have that. Yeah, I got that new phone. So we're gonna be some nice high quality video, hopefully coming from SHOT. And yep.
Did you get your camera mount ordered?
Not yet. It's gonna get ordered tomorrow. So,
how about microphones?
I have microphones already. That's what I used last year at SHOT. Nice ones that just plug. There's a jack that plugs in here, and then you just hook them on your shirt. We've been using them. We use them for the channel for a long time. We still use them, and they work good, especially on the show floor. I was pretty shocked how well they worked on the show floor last year with all the background noise. But yeah, we'll use those again. And I don't know if Sharp and Shrinda got the same ones or if they got a little different ones, but hopefully we'll have some good videos this year for sure on that.
Yeah.
Good.
But other than that, reloading rooms looked like a tornado went through it currently. Was putting up some shelving, some heavy duty shelving for the ammo cans today. And of course, it was missing bolts for the center supports. So I got to go buy some of those tomorrow. And we got kind of buried in 6 inches of snow, which isn't a lot, but worked from home today, was wearing shorts. I wasn't going anywhere. So that, and then try to think of anything else. Oh, found all my shell holders I'd been missing for 9 months. Didn't know where they were. So we'll start loading a lot of the cartridges again. And
Amazing what happens when you clean.
well, no, they were sitting in plain sight. They were in a baggie full of all my air compressor fittings, nuts, bolts.
Oh, that's a perfect place to put your shovel.
And they just blended in with that. And I'm looking through them like, oh, there they are.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. I always put my air tool adapters in my shovel.
Well,
That's
if you would have seen when we were cleaning the old bench off at the old house, we were just dumping stuff in places because we had to get everything packed up.
It was
So-
a quick move, quick sell.
Yeah, it was a super quick sell. So it was one of those things you're just dumping, and then when you were doing boxes, you were writing on what's in the boxes, and still not everything was in those. So I'm still kind of getting organized, but
Nick, I've lived in this house for 24 years, and I still have boxes I haven't unpacked.
Oh my goodness.
hey, you're hopefully gonna moving soon.
Pretty
Not
sure you're
since-
We're
not
looking.
doing that then.
So
Mom's
But-
looking. She's looking.
yeah, and you agreed to it, which is nice for
Yeah.
once. But other than that, yeah, once SHOT Show's over, kind of get back to working on getting the vault room built and kind of getting the reloading area kind of finalized. Kind of figure out what I'm gonna do for a back area. I might put a TV there, of course, bin holders, stuff like that.
Nice. Ray?
Not much gun related. Just kind of haven't done much in the gun area. Did a little bit of reloading. Did some 30-06. Been looking for 150 grain 8mm bullets. Nick and I were watching a bid on an auction, but we got outbid, and I think it went darn near for market price.
If not higher.
Yeah, if not higher. Been working on my old car. That's been the last two things for the last couple of weeks. Just had some fiddle farting things. I've always wanted to get down on it, so I've been doing that. Had to replace the. I got a 4-post lift in my garage, and I've had that for about 20 years. And the hydraulic lines finally started to weak hydraulic fluid, so I've been changing those, and those cost considerably more than I thought they would, but I got that up and running and fixed, no problem. That's what I've been up to.
You had some stuff escape behind enemy lines, though, didn't you?
No,
No, boating accident. That's right.
boating accident.
Gotta watch out for those boats. They're dangerous.
Especially in December.
Oh,
I was
well,
I was ice fishing.
our lakes are still not frozen, so yeah.
Ours aren't either. Not even close.
So I went shoesting
Mm.
day after Christmas. I took my recent acquisitions out. My dagger that actually shoots really nice. Good grouping for me because I can't shoot pistols. And my 365. So that was fun. Put a bunch of rounds through those two. And then I shot that Rossi Pump 22 that I picked up. That's fun. It's actually pretty accurate. And even on, so it slam fires. And so what I mean by that is you can literally hold the trigger down and slide the pump without releasing the trigger. It will fire again. So it's not full auto because it's still a separate action. But I don't have to let go of the trigger. I can just work the action, and it's nice. It's fun. And at 15 yards, I was still putting groups up like that, 10-shot groups. So good times. But, hi, Marissa.
Just to our Icelandic viewer that we have, I went on to Red Hawk Rifles site, and they now have linked in with a company that does export, and Iceland is on the list to export items to.
Yay! Good for Odor Sigerson. Thank you, Paul.
Happy New Year.
And
Hey, my wife says hello to everyone.
I said hi to her when she was making bunny ears behind you.
Yeah, I
And,
saw that and heard it too. Excuse me. Well, I did a couple little things. They are little things, but this is the box of ammo that I showed you last time I was on the air. It's still full. But lo and behold, Santa brought me another one. Then he persuaded me to go to the January meeting at the Sanford Sand League Gun Club. Looks like we're going to have a work day on January 20. For those of you folks that are in Sanford and listening to this podcast, come, be welcome. Plenty of work for everyone. Chris?
Well, haven't done much in shooting the last few weeks. Been, with the holidays, just tying up a few little things around the house with the remodel, finishing up still a lot of little pieces of trim. And those nice little 22.5-degree cuts around all the bullnoses are a pain in the ass. I didn't realize how much we had in the house until you start doing it. Other than that, prepping for SHOT Show, starting to get all the emails from everybody of, oh, come see this booth, come see our booth, don't forget. But yeah, that's about it. Not a whole lot. Cleaning the reloading room finally, that the main part of the house is done. I can actually start focus on it, getting my stuff organized up there.
Good enough. How are you, Mr. Nelson? What are you up to?
Radio arm saw. You don't have that problem, Chris.
Well, I got a couple of things coming in. I'm starting a new build on a Solus Action in 22 GT and 6 GT. I have a new slide coming in and a new barrel for a 1911. So I'm going to have to fit that up. So I got my work cut out for me here.
I do have one addition I wanted to put on the air. Mike tells me to usually put the hat on. Well, put the hat on screen. Well, there it is. The abominable snowman with a stereo UG and a Jeep of all vehicles with 4 tracks.
It's a good thing you showed that, Jim, because mine is behind the dresser now. I was in a hurry and I just tossed it into the reloading room and it was balancing precariously on top of my monitor, and then I bumped it and now it's behind the monitor. And then
nice.
Behind the dresser. So
what else did oh boy carried? I just see the stock of the AUG. That's it. Anyway, enjoy, guys. I do. But change patch on his hat every month.
Yep, patch of the month is awesome from Patriot Patch Company, patriotpatch.co, or you can become a Patch of the Month Club member and support the podcast at the same time through Patreon. So, got quite a few people like that, and the people that have been doing that are going to have a shot at a drawing later tonight. So, but we'll talk more about that later. Are we going to get a phone call? Anybody? Bueller?
Chris B, we've got a question. We've got your question on screen. Why don't you call in and talk to us a little bit about it? His question is, I'm just going to throw my question in here. Feel free to use it. What is the best budget concentricity gauge that you can use for brass or seated bullets? Chris B, please call in.
Mike, what's that number they can use?
608-467-0308 is the number to call. So
Got to show up my true colors.
there we go. I forgot to put the ticker up. I said I forgot to put the ticker up.
Oh.
This is our first night streaming on Instagram, so added a new thing. It's getting quite a bit of follow over there, so pretty nice. Got quite a few people over there, so welcome, Instagrammers. Instagram, you guys can make comments there, and we'll see them on the show too, by the way. So
I did respond to Chris out there. I use the RCBS case. What do they call it? The Case Master gauge. So it's for what I do, and I don't worry about consistency that much. It works fine for me. I'm sure there's a lot better equipment out there, but if you're just starting it, it works fairly well.
I use the 21st Century, but that isn't really a budget one.
Yeah.
The one I have at home, here at the house, I should say, the wife bought me a few years ago, is the Hornady concentricity gauge.
Yeah.
It's working good for me. All I do is try to reduce the runout by down to 2,000ths, total runout, 2,000ths at the most. My ammo seems to run a lot more true. How about you, Mr. Nelson? Do you use the concentricity gauge?
I have the Sinclair, and I like it. It's reasonably priced. If I think remember right, it's about $80, and the key is the gauge on it. The dial indicator is to get a good dial
Right.
indicator.
Yep, you have to.
Right. But if you're just worried about 1 or 2 thousandths, it's got a perfect dial indicator on it. It's fine. But it's runs on 4 ball bearings, and it makes it pretty easy to run. I like the 21st Century, but it's again, it's not a cheap item, but it's very, very sensitive.
Paul, there's a comment on screen for you. Directly from
Not
the
a problem,
eyesight.
Motor. Not a problem, Motor. We help when we can.
Thank you for your cute comment, Miss Kitty.
So 454 bore said I've had and used the Hornady, the Sinclair, and the Accuracy one. Sinclair worked well, but my favorite is the Accuracy one. Well, the problem with that is the question was, he wanted best budget concentricity gauge. So that kind of rules out the Accuracy one, I would guess. Correct?
I think it does.
I have to use my phone because I have so many windows open just so we can do the live show. I don't want to mess one up and close it. That's funny.
Yeah, the RCBS is about 145. You said the Sinclair was less than that, Paul?
Yeah, it's about $80.
Wow. Of course, the RCBS does more than
Right.
It does neck thickness. You can check for splits in the case. A few other things.
Yeah, Accuracy one's 385 without a dial indicator.
Right.
You said $381?
Uh-huh.
No indicator.
Yeah.
385.
Okay, excuse me. Thank you.
So Redding has their original case, neck, wall thickness, and concentricity gauge for 140 or 135. And we have our first call. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Am I on the show?
You are.
I are.
Can everybody hear the caller?
Yep.
Yay. Say something, one of you guys, so the caller can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Can you hear Paul?
Who we
Caller?
got out there?
I can hear.
Hot damn, I got it. worked right.
Everybody. Okay. My question was about the concentricity gauge. And I'm forming brass, doing 300 blackout. And I'm just wanting to check concentricity and how well things are forming up. I like the redding. Curious as to y'all's opinion on it for quality, because again, in that budget area. And then something I missed in our little conversation the other night that might be something good to go back through is fire forming to get your headspace measurements for your chamber. First time firing the gun.
Yeah. That would be with the Sinclair bump gauge. That way. That's what I would use, the Sinclair bump gauge, because it measures the exact angle of the shoulder. And it'll work with the Hornady set or with the Sinclair comparator body. And
Because I've got the Hornady set.
Okay. So if you got the Hornady
And
set,
just fire forming it. Fire forming brass just to get to that last dimension, just to find out incrementally working my charge up to get the final dimension, so I know just how far to bump my shoulder back.
Right. And you take about you load up, say 5 of them, and shoot the 5 and then see where your shoulder sits, and then increase the charge slightly and shoot again and see if it expands any farther. Okay. When it stops expanding and filling the neck, you have your final distance for your shoulder. That way you can set it 2/1000 below that, and you're all set to go.
All right. Well, that's as much as I can think of for the moment, so I'm going to leave it to y'all.
Well, thank you for calling in. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Love the show. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you much.
Later.
Have a good night, guys. And there we go. All right, first caller. Woohoo! And everything worked right this time. Yes. Sorry, I've got 3 different browsers and 5 different windows open so that the call-in program works. Unfortunately, I'd like to be able to do it simpler than that, but the app that I found that we've got, that's the way it works. To be able to use Google Voice.
Okay.
Hey, it works. It's all that matters.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Now, people should be thinking about calling in and getting questions for SHOT Show. You know,
That too.
that's doesn't have to be a reloading question. SHOT Show is coming up. We have 3 people on here right now that are going there. We got Chris, Ray, and Nick. So, get your ideas of what you want them to visit so they can do a live interview with the people at the show.
Yeah, no, obviously we're going to hit the normal ones: Lyman, Redding, RCBS, Dylan.
Have you looked at RCBS's booth, Chris? It's
No.
tiny. It's tiny. Because remember, they sold them.
Oh, that's right.
So I was going through the vendors, and it's not very big. So I'll be interested to see, which if you look at RCBS area was never very big in the first place. So, but also they might not be as busy, which is nice. So they'll be able to talk because they were pulling their guys to different areas last year. So they'll be able to keep their guys concentrated on just hopefully the RCBS side. But I didn't see if Frankfurt Arsenal or not. Pull up the list. I haven't heard of anything new in the reloading side.
but that doesn't mean we still got 13 days till it starts. So we might get.
I thought I see something about Colt CZ bought reloading. I mean, ammo manufacturer.
Yeah.
That's a whole fiasco. What's going on there?
Yeah, I mean that Czech group brought I don't know how many different companies with reloading components. So I mean that should be interesting to see what comes out of that at shop.
Yeah. They, from what I remember, they bought Seller and Beloit.
That's it. You're correct.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. They made an offer on Vista, but got turned down.
Yeah.
There's another company that's made an offer on Vista, but nothing's happened so far. And
well, is this another company besides the one that they actually had already agreed to?
no, this is the company that they agreed to, but haven't been able to put the final numbers together, from what I understand.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of fiasco going on there as far as that goes. But seeing Vista being sold outside means that we could have trouble with primers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Just a quick side note. So this goes back to episode 467. I just got an email from Michael Canfield from Ransom Rest. We had talked about different things in that episode, and we talked about not being able to lock a rifle down for testing like you can a pistol, and like using the Ransom Rest handgun tester. But they they emailed us to let us know that yes, they actually do. It's called the Mega 2 Rifle Tester. It's used by military, Homeland Security. The next generation squad weapon was tested using it, but also Vortex and Night Force use it for testing repeatability of their scopes. Also used by Geisley, Johnson Controls, Colt Defense. Ammo manufacturers like True Velocity. So just wanted to let us know about that, since we had spoken in error. So that's kind of cool that they do have one for rifles. So I'll go back and amend the show notes for that.
To answer Gene Cox's question, I actually got to see it last year. It was on the show floor. I think it was mainly still a 3D printed prototype, if I remember right. Was that correct, Dad?
The gun was supposedly ready.
That's right. Yeah. So hopefully this year they'll have it at range day. That is my hope, because they will be there. It's been a year, so I'm hoping range day. There's things that I like and dislike about it. I just did a short last year. If you want to just jump over to the Milsurp Duo channel and check that out. Hopefully I'll probably do more of a full length video this year on it.
There was several things he had to change on it from the original.
Yeah.
The biggest one was the mag release. You know, it's on the right hand side, so you could use a standard mag release.
Yeah.
Where the original was on the left, and you used your left hand to eject mag. I thought it was heavier than hell.
Yeah, that was the big thing. It was pretty heavy, and we were able to actually look at original one not too long ago, and it and I watched that video shortly after. There are a lot of small differences, but I'm hoping to see maybe a shooting model this year to try out, but we'll see. If there's a better floor model, would be awesome. But
yeah, and I don't think it's on Palmetto's site yet, is it?
Not that I'm aware of. I haven't seen any videos. I've been kind of looking back through my notes from last year, but nothing that I've seen. I've been reading some forum posts, but that's about it.
Chris B, another one to think of if you can find it in stock is the Redding slant bed concentricity.
Creedmoor Sports has it. I just looking at it. $180, I think.
Yeah, Brownells is out of stock right now, 159.
Oh nope, they're out of stock.
Yeah.
I didn't see it a little bit.
I don't know if Redding's just back ordered on it or not. So I did shoot Robin a message to see. But that one works really nice too as a concentricity gauge, and it's got the adaptability to do other things kind of like the RCBS does. So I don't remember when, but Jason actually had his RCBS on here at one point in time. So question from Ken Brown. Not able to call, but my question is, when does it make sense to go lighter and faster than what would normally be optimum bullet weight? For example, 165 grain versus 180 grain 7mm seed. For dogs?
I would say that depends upon the game you're using. I'd say I could see you using a 165 on coyote if you're just varmint hunting, as opposed to 180. You'll have a little bit less punishment to the rifle, a little bit less punishment to the shooter, and you don't need that heavier bullet like you would. That heavier bullet be all right for the mule deer and the big elk if you have out west. I don't think you need even as heavy as 165, maybe 150 for that coyote. Flatter shooting too.
I don't think you even need 150 for a coyote for 7.
No, I agree. Lighter is better in that case.
I've dropped coyotes with 17 HMR.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but you put that copper pellet inside them with those pedals open up. That's like putting a buzzsaw to them.
It's no different
like
putting 120 grain 7mm bullet through them. But I think he's more interested in target shooting. Is a lighter bullet better for target shooting at 1,000 yards than a heavier bullet?
No, absolutely not.
Gets blown around by the wind.
That's
right.
Number one.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, I'm sure there is a scenario, not 15 grains difference.
Well, if you're switching from a normal cup and core to a monolithic, you'll end up with a lighter bullet.
Oh, this is true.
mm-hmm.
So I would say that's the one common use. Maybe if you're hunting whitetail, you wouldn't need 180 grain.
No, 140.
Right.
140.
Yep.
I'm just trying to figure out a way to justify that 165 grain. If everything's equal, they're both cup and core, I don't see a reason, personally.
Yeah.
There may be one
Availability.
out there. Send us an email.
What's on the dealer shelf? That would have a lot to do with it.
Or what you can get a hold of,
Yep.
Yeah.
Or what you can order. But target shooting, 180s, 184, either of those two are good at 7mm. The problem you get into the 190s is you're starting to slow the bullet down again. And even though it may have more mass and sectional and BC, you're running a slower bullet, and running a slower bullet can hurt in the wind.
We have another call. Hello, caller. Welcome to the Reloading Podcast.
Hey there. Just a question. Thinking about working on a 7.62 by 39 subsonic load, and I don't know what all I might be getting into. Can I reuse brass, or are AKs just beat the brass up too much? What kind of powder might I be looking at? Just some ideas for if anyone has worked with that load before.
As far as the brass itself, unless it's actually creased, you should be able to reuse it. As far as subsonic, I am honestly not sure off the top of my head.
And that's actually, I think, didn't Hornady release a subsonic load for
They did. Yeah.
7.62?
Yeah,
So
they
I,
have one.
if I need to, I can ask them while we're at SHOT Show. See if they've had any issues and what they recommend. If they recommend new brass each time or what they recommend. So, because they do have ballisticians there at their counter, so we could always ask that.
Oh, that's cool.
I think Raggle Fraggle is right there with Accurate 1680 or IMR 4227, and looking to reduce loads and for at Hornady at Hodgson, excuse me, and go that way. And of course, you're going to be using, once fired brass is not a problem as long as it's in good shape. So, bullet wise, I'm not sure, but you can look it up. You may be able to go, over the 125 grain limit. Maybe you can get some 130s or something.
Oh, I figured it was going to be something like a 200 or a 220 grain load, something like that.
Well, on Hornady's site, it's a 255. They're using their new Sub X.
Is that the only one they have a load for?
That's the only thing I'm seeing that's listed for subsonic for the 7.6239.
You might be able to find one that you can get in the 211 bullet, 311 size range in a heavy bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody make a heavy bullet, Nick?
In a 311 to Sierra, maybe? So I know it looks like you'll be able to get the Sub X from Hornady because it's actually just the bullets on their catalog item number.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is going to be an expensive project, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, possibly.
Not possibly. I'll do some research. That gives me something to do at lunch tomorrow while I'm sitting at work and not working.
Let's see here what Gavin says.
Yeah, because he's.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to try and reload. If I could find something for, something that I can reload 50 cents a round. I'm not looking to spend $2 a round. Otherwise, you might as well, just.
So another thing to think about.
50 cents a round doing 300 blackout.
Another thing, especially if you have a ton of like comm block surplus stuff, potentially converting it to boxer primed, buying the thing from a 22 reloader and just drilling out that and convert it to boxer primed. You'll definitely have basically free brass then.
So this is what Gavin, Ultimate Reloader, did. This is a couple years old, but give him credit for all of this. He had loaded up some 300 blackout subs, and so he had some of the Barry's 220 grain plated spire points left over. And so he played around. And was using 10.7 grams of H110, so pistol powder. And he very clearly states, use load data at your own risk. Ultimate Reloader is not responsible for errors in load data on this website. Always cross-reference load data with manufacturer's published data. So,
which you're not going to find for H110.
Right. Well, if you have access to quick loads, you would. But so yeah, he loaded them up, and looks like he got some pretty decent performance out of them, shooting them out of an 8.5 AR barrel. So, and then an NPAP with a 16-inch barrel. So,
Sierra's got some 7.7 180 grain spire points that measure 311.
Yeah, 7.7 drop would be 311. Yeah,
right. And they say it feeds in 7.62 by 39. So that would be the bullet to try, but that's expensive.
I would look at maybe doing, if you're serious about this and you want to be successful at it, I would probably look into cast bullets.
what I was
Check
gonna say.
NOE.
That, or if you can get Grass is out of stock of them, but Missouri Bullet Con, that's only 167 though.
Well, just doing a quick Google search, I think you're on the right road, Mike, because I found like on AccurateShooter.com, somebody was using a 245 grain cast Missouri bullet.
Yeah, Missouri's good bullets.
Yeah, with CFE black, and they said they had no problems with it cycling.
Okay.
But like you're saying, use every bit, like Gavin said, use it with a grain of salt. Be careful.
Yeah, and Raggle Fraggle said he suggested CFE black, and he said Red River Reloading has a 255 grain Hornadays. He said Midway has 217 grain bullets. Ken, if you were paying attention to the beginning of the show, which you weren't because I don't think you were here yet, this is the Camerado Boonie. So, see, it's a Boonie hat in Camerado camouflage pattern. So that's what it is.
It's not a dead poodle.
It's damn comfy. So go buy your own. Camerado.com, I believe. Hold that thought.
So if in loading subsonic, the normal things that I would normally be looking for when I'm loading rifle or signs of overpressure, but with subsonic, you're not going to have overpressure, right? Is there anything that I'm looking at in terms of danger signs? Are we looking at under pressure?
Yes. Jump in quick on that one. Under pressure, yes.
Detonation.
You don't want to stuck a bullet in the bore. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So you're just making sure you got holes in paper.
right. You got making sure you got holes in paper. So you got to get a big enough load to make it go. If you're shooting a 150 grain bullet and your data's for 123, cut back 15% and work up from there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would look at.
All right, that makes sense. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys. Good show.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
calling in. Raggle Fraggle, you can just call in and talk schmack for all I care. Paul, Ken Brown wants to know if you would recommend a March scope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
William Ganley said, what about using the Lee TL 309 230 5-hour blackout mold? Says AK might have a 308 barrel. Typically not.
No.
Because the 7.62 by 39 is actually a 311 bullet.
Yeah.
So if you've got a 308 barrel, you've got problems. So
It'll go through the barrel fine.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why do those bullet holes look so big on the paper? Jim, you need to be a little more quiet, all right? You're a little loud
Yep.
tonight.
I'm here. I'm also on Instagram. Right there,
Hey, Chris,
on the show.
how much snow you get?
We didn't get hardly any. I think maybe half an inch on this last one, but then the winds picked up to 55 plus mile an hour, so there ain't nothing left.
So I have more snow than Chris for once. Oh my gosh, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
Chris, you just gave me a good reason to live in an underground home. Wind, 55 miles an hour. That's a summer breeze for y'all.
Yep.
We got 40 mile an hour. We got 40 mile an hour winds around North Carolina, and people are going home from work.
Well, the funny part is when Night Force Steel Challenge, which goes on just maybe 5-10 miles from the house, their first year they started posting, and all the shooters from outside the state or like from back east come out here, and I think that the first day of shooting, they had 60+ mph gusts, and they were like, "What is this?" I was like, "That's a summer day." What are you talking about?
God.
Read that wind, suckers.
45 degrees off left, off the left when the wind's from the right.
They have
We clean it up. It's not done snowing yet.
they have a monument in Wyoming that has a logger's chain on it, and it's sticking straight out, and it says normal day, with the chain out, stretched straight out, is a normal day in Wyoming for wind wise. So that's a good wind flag.
I would say so. William Ganley says my PSA GF3 slugs at 308, if I remember correctly. Okay. I suppose that's possible. But typically a 7.62 by 39 projectile is 311, so.
That's a tight fit going down that bore.
Oh, yeah. So. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
It is PSA after all. And they weren't always the best with their quality control back in the day. They've gotten a little better. Oh my God, Ken. Oh, lucky you, Paul Loud. He says, getting some more snow tonight, but it'll be changing over to rain, so tomorrow should be a mess. Better you than me.
Hey, come where I am. It's supposed to be 0 on Sunday. That's our
Really?
high. I get snow Thursday, Friday, and it's going to be cold Saturday, cold Sunday, more snow on Sunday night.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, as long as we get this now and not on the 20th when we fly, that's all that matters. I just want to get out of here. But no, I was looking at it. Looks like a lot of the bigger boots have kind of moved locations. So it's the lay of the land's going to be a little different.
Yeah.
So
Sunday, it's going to be a balmy 3 degrees here. Then we get 0 on Monday, 3 degrees on Tuesday with negative lows. So Oder said, darn, I'm an old fart and just noticed I was watching 45-second delayed since I was finding out what Paul said and just found out now that this was the case. Yes, old fart, LOL. No, it's called technology. So, excuse me. Opinions on the new Garmin Chrono. Anyway, so the Garmin Chrono. So who sent that to somebody posted a video in Discord of somebody that was comparing the Garmin directly to straight up the versus the lab radar.
Which doctor put a video up on comparing it?
Yeah.
And then Primal Rights did a video comparing 3 of them: the Magneto Speed, the Garmin, and Lab Radar.
Yeah.
And the Witch Doctor is one that found that there's a error in the calculation that Lab Radar does for standard deviation. It was giving some weird numbers.
Yeah, it wasn't giving heads up. It was not giving the same set of standard deviation style that the Garmin does. It's one of those, the honest bottom line, if you have a lab radar, keep your lab radar. Okay. yes, you can actually mark the Garmin to your flipping rifle, and yes, supposedly they're, yes, they seem to pick up shots better. But instead of trying to dump your lab radar, which everybody and their grandmother's still trying to do, and buy a Garmin, and then all of a sudden find out that all these loads that you've had, the sectional or the standard deviation, just changed drastically. Just stick with your lab radar, stick with the data you've got. And if you have to, there's external triggers that you can get that work really well. Either the lab radar one, or there's a couple aftermarket ones too that work really well. The Garmin is nice. Ken Brown's got one, and I've got to play around with a little bit. It is nice. We were able to confuse it once, whereas with my lab radar, we were able to confuse it quite a few times. But we were also literally 5 feet apart and shooting both at the same time. So there's that. We were kind of purposely trying to. I thought we got the Garmin once. So. But anyway, Ken says we never confused the Garmin. I thought we got the Garmin once. But anyway. So, the whole versus, if you don't have one, get the Garmin. If you have a lab radar already, just stick with it. So, but that's kind of the bottom line on that one. But with the continued advent of the Doppler radar chronographs, I'm pretty sure we're going to see like the Oler, even the Oler, at some point in time kind of go away, because the nice thing about the lab radar and the Garmin is you don't have to go downrange to mess around with stuff. So,
And you don't have to go out buying a separate mount to mount it off the barrel like you do with Magneto Speed.
Yeah.
So, but whatever you got now, unless it, if it's not a lab radar or a Garmin, the Garmin.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I would recommend the Garmin, and so the drawback long term to the Garmin is if that internal battery is not replaceable. We have another call. Hello.
Hey, another question for you. Reloading 223-556 progressively on a Mark 7, Lake City brass with the 69 grain match Nosler hollow point. I'm on a Mark 7. I have my crimp set in such a way that it's crimping 2,000th approximately. And it's going to be a little bit different because not all the brass is perfect. It's one-fired brass, but it's approximately crimping at about 2,000th using the Lyman Pro dies. And I noticed when I went to reset up the sizing die, I put in a complete bullet and dialed it down to try and get pretty close to the size. And I noticed that I was able to keep dialing it, and I was just pushing the bullet down into the case. And I took another bullet and I put it against the table and pressed down hard, and I could see I was able to push the bullet into the case. Do I have an issue?
On your sizing die?
Well, do I have an issue with how I'm crimping, or the fact that the bullet is that easy to push into the case?
Well, then it goes to your sizing die first, okay? You got to measure what your sizing die is giving you as far as the diameter of the case versus the diameter of the bullet. You should be getting between 3 and 5 thousandths of reduction below the bullet. So in other words, if the brass measures, call it 15 thou, you got 30 thou worth of brass and a 224 bullet, you should be like 240 across the case after it comes out of the sizing die. That way you got like a 221 or 220 inside neck diameter, and that way it will hold the bullet. Okay. If it's not sizing all the way down or not sizing enough, you could have an issue.
I concur with Paul. He's not getting enough. Not getting enough.
Pushing the bullet in.
In other words, if there's not enough draw on the bullet, you can push the bullet in. Okay. In other words, the case has to be sized small enough so it doesn't allow you to push the bullet in. Take your crimp die off and run it and so see it.
It's a small base sizing die, and all the brass is case gauging perfectly after that. Then I do a neck expand, and the neck expand that I'm doing is just enough so that
there's your problem. You're doing a neck expand.
Yep.
Please
check the ID of the case before you do anything else to it. After you resize it, please to find out what it is. Like Paul said, you should be 3 to 4 thousandths under bullet diameter, so you have enough neck tension to hold the case hold the bullet properly.
If you're doing an expansion on the case, you're probably going too deep to hold it. You're using a bullet feeder?
No.
Okay. So the reason for the neck expansion?
Because I don't know any better.
Okay, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. I mean, if you,
I was told,
Yeah, I understand. Are they bull tail bullets?
Yes.
Okay, you shouldn't need a neck expander.
Now, the boat tail on it is a little different than what I'm used to seeing. It's not a gradual. It's more like cut,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So if I don't neck expand it, it doesn't sit flat on there, but I can hold it there until it makes it into the die.
Yeah, you can just hold it there until it makes it into the die, and then it'll guide itself up. Or
I think that's a better way to go. Just get rid of neck expansion altogether.
Well, you can try backing it out. I mean, to see if you
maybe back it out a little bit. Okay.
But I would start with no neck expansion first, and then try to push it in a little bit at a time. If you want to sit, get where the bullets are going to sit up straight. You're using a Lyman M die, right?
I'm not sure what the M die means.
M die is an expansion die. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you probably have that adjusted a little bit too aggressively, and back it all the way off, come around, load up 5, and then try to push the bullet in on those 5 that you've loaded, and then try to slowly adjust it down, quarter turn at a time, until you can seat the bullet up there without it tipping, and then go ahead and try that and see if you can push the bullet in then.
The other thing is too about pushing in a bullet by hand. It's really subjective. The thing is, you don't want to put your body's whole weight on because even with factory ammo, nice tight grip, you're going to be able to sooner or later you're going to find a round that you can shove in there. Yeah, you just want to make sure the bullet isn't going to fall out and dump your powder out and all that. You just want a little bit of tension, but 3,000 to 4,000 is under bullet size. What your idea on your neck should be. If you want more tension, make it 5,000 is under neck size, under bullet size.
Did he say whether on a sizing die he's not running the expander on that, or is he sizing without the expander?
Resizing without the expand. He's resizing without the expander. He's doing neck expansion as a second operation.
Second operation. So is
So
that
he has some sort of expander out there. Probably, like Paul said, something on the order of the Lyman M die.
is that neck not supported when that expander goes down?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
So you could oversize. I see what you're saying.
Right. Normally, I would run it with the expander ball in the sizing die, and not worry about the M die at all, and let it open up normally and see what happens, and then measure your cases and see where you're at. Maybe you got an oversized expander ball. Maybe you need a one that's a little narrower.
Paul, question for you, sir. Since we're talking 22 caliber, that's what I believe the gentleman was talking about. How do you go about measuring the inside of your case in 22 caliber? You're not going to use a telescoping gauge. They'll make them that small.
What I do is I measure the outside diameter of it with a mic, and then I use a ball mic to measure the what you would call a tubing mic to measure the wall thickness of the case.
Right.
And then I add that ×2, the wall thickness ×2, and that gives me my the thickness of my brass all the way around, and then
you subtract that from the OD, correct?
The OD, yes, and that will give me.
That's what I do, and that RCBS gauging tool lets you do that.
Right.
Okay, gentlemen, there is such a thing too as what they call a small hole gauge, and that's perfect for measuring 22 caliber, even 17 caliber. It's all it is. It's just a little thing. I don't know how to explain it, but when the more you draw it in, it'll expand like that. It's got a little expander inside, and now once you feel friction on the thing, that's where your diameter is supposed to be. It's out in the shed. I'll have to make a note to get my small hole gauge out of my toolbox. Yes, okay. The point is, I use a small hole gauge for measuring bullet neck diameters. I had the advantage of being a machinist. Don't try doing it with your dial calipers, guys. It won't be quite accurate. You'll usually be 2 or 3 thousandths undersized because of the flats on the inside jaws of your calipers.
Jim, is that basically just a plug cut on a 45, and when you tighten it up, the two they shear off each other when it gets the friction you measure?
No, Ray, that's a good question. Well, let me see if I can find something to draw on. I'll draw with a Sharpie so you can see what I'm trying to say.
It's more like a collet that expands out.
Okay.
Right, Paul. That's exactly right. Okay. This is very rough drawing. Very rough drawing, but the two outside shapes, they're like petals of a flower. And Mike, put me on full screen, please.
Jim, do you realize what that drawing looks like?
Yep. Sorry about that, you dirty old man. Anyway, the two shapes on the outside will actually rub against the inside of your case neck, and that triangle thing in the bottom is being drawn up into it to expand that. I realized, remember, I drew this by hand real quick because of brevity, for brevity's sake. But you get the idea that that expands, and you measure that with your micrometer to find out what the actual neck diameter is of the spot that you just measured on.
Okay, I'm with you.
And get me the hell off the screen.
Did he say whether he was
30
annealing
minus
as
people.
well?
What's that?
Did he say whether he was annealing his cases as well?
No, he
Personally, I
not,
don't recall.
Okay.
Oh, he's still there. Well, Chris,
Yeah,
do
I-
you you follow what I'm trying to say about how to measure the inside of your cases?
Yeah.
And that, folks,
Good.
is how we-
It's a Serret small hole gauge is what I'm talking about. Loud, you're bad.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Oh, crikey. All right. So, yeah, you're definitely going to need to redo all that.
Oh, Miss Kitty, you shouldn't have said that. I had to put that up. God. The one lady I thought would never get in the gutter with me. I better take that off.
All right. Any more questions? Is he still there?
No, he left.
No, I believe you hung up.
Because it didn't disconnect him. So,
Chris Spear, you still on the air?
yeah.
He is no.
Well, somebody called while we were on with him. Let's call them and see what happened. If it's a spam call, it's even cooler.
You don't have enough credit to make this call.
I believe that was
Denied.
spam call. So,
So Raggle Fraggle was asking if we're going to be hanging out with anybody from other members from FRN. Is anybody from We Like Shooting going? Do you know?
I think they are. I think this is their last year to go. Or no, wait a minute. I don't think they are going.
That's like,
Come back. They aren't going.
well, I imagine Tony. Of course, Tony will probably be there.
Another caller.
Hello? It was that same number.
But I imagine Tony from Guns and Gear will probably be there. He's always there usually. But I know there's a lot of other YouTubers that we kind of collaborated with last year on hanging out on the floor and stuff like that. I've already been talking to a couple of them. Well, I know we'll see them for sure. And so
Yeah, can't miss Tony.
Can't miss Tony. You can't miss
Tony a
Tony.
hug for me, would you?
What's
Will do.
that?
I said, give Tony a hug for me.
I don't know if I can put my arms around the guy.
Might
Don't
take
be
all
fun.
three of us. Be nice.
Group
Be
hug.
nice.
Tony's awesome.
Tony.
He's a really good guy.
If you're in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey area, you need to go to one of his. The second is for anyone, for everyone. Shoots. They're pretty awesome.
Yeah. Even if you can't see him, you can hear him.
Mm-hmm.
Uh huh.
Yeah, and that we enjoy that. That's always we've figured out last year. We go for the breakfast at the media or the press center each morning. You get to see all your colleagues, and you
he is
never.
pound for pound the sexiest gun bunny, and pound for pound the best trainer in the country. Ask him; he'll tell you.
But no, there's a lot of guys that we
He's
worked
the
with last year.
fluffiest gun bunny around. I am so pissed I'm not going with you guys. That sucks. Yeah, well. The things you sacrifice for marriage. Anyway, Oh, Oder was trying to call, but it disconnects for whatever reason. So, thanks for trying to call, Oder. It might be because it probably costs money to do it, so that's probably why it's disconnecting and not connecting right. So,
And that makes sense. That's why you don't have enough credits. That makes sense now. Because it did say that.
yeah, that's why I wasn't able to call him. So,
Oh yeah, it would cost money. I'm sure Oder's quite familiar with the international phone charges.
yeah.
But no, Chris Sharp was just sending me some stuff about a Arkin Optics, which is a up and coming optic company that's been around for quite about 4 or 5 years now. It's come out with a thermal scope.
Yeah,
That's-
digital day night with IR.
That's sub $900.
$650 on their site, and they got a 25% coupon.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. So I haven't had a chance to see one in person yet. So I know a couple guys around here that run Arkin stuff. So we'll definitely have to check that out. Plus, they have their new what's the EP8? It's a 1:8 by 23 with Japanese glass with a 34 millimeter tube. MSRP right at 500. So
Less
That'll be another one.
25%.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's they got good stuff. I will say that they are making some good quality stuff.
Yes.
And I tell anybody, if you're gonna, I was a Vortex guy for years and still like Vortex products, but they're starting to get a little bit more expensive than the average person can afford. But yeah, this Arkin, good stuff. But
Yeah, it's definitely right up there. So
mhm.
especially for the price.
Yep.
Especially for the price.
So yeah, I'll probably reach out to Will from FW Arms this week, see what his plans are for the week. Maybe kind of swing in, do a video, because I know I've been kind of watching some of his Facebook page and Instagram. He's actually working on 9mm dies right now. He was looking for some testers for that. So be interested to see how those are going for him, and they look really good. So yeah, him, and then
Now the
Brian.
key with that is he wants somebody that's doing a lot.
I think 50,000 rounds of pieces of brass was his minimum. You had to be able to do that to be one of his test person. So, which is a lot of brass.
Yeah.
So
that might be up Ken's alley, though. Depending upon how he's going to shoot PCC this year.
But yeah, they're him, and I'm gonna probably get his Brian Nixon's contact information from Mike in the next couple of days. Reach out to him, maybe set up a time to do an interview with him. So, but
About the guy from Alpen we had on.
if Mike has his contact, or Shrinda probably has it.
Yeah. Nice swing by there.
Shrinda has so many contacts. We just got to get with her.
Yeah.
Now that she'll be able to be on the show floor all day with us.
Oh, I'm sure she'll just, like last year, off networking.
That's what we're going to have to do. We're just going to let her go. She didn't get to experience 100%. Just go. You do you.
Well, at least this year she checked the right blocks to go to range day.
Yeah. That's my fear, is one of us got kicked from range day. That is my absolute fear. But I think we all
I mean, if it happens, it happens. It is what it is.
Yeah. But I'm excited. So hopefully, as I said, hopefully I don't get any snow. Hopefully you don't get any snow, Chris, right before with you driving.
Clifford Zach wondering what company or companies make bullet molds specifically for zinc that give bullet weight in zinc.
Oh, I don't know of any. person to ask is Andy79Z28.
Or Full Lead Taco.
Yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, those are your two go-to on zinc casting.
If anybody is, it would be NOE.
Yeah, NOE may be accurate.
First off, I don't think they can be aluminum, right? They got to be steel.
Got to be steel, from what I know.
Yeah. So, you could maybe Seiko would make one for you, but you know, I don't think Lyman makes steel, but I don't know. I don't think they would make one for you.
No, they're not doing anything really custom right now at the moment.
Zach, it would be a custom mold one way or another to get a weight out of zinc.
I saw MA's question if anybody knows anything about the 300 blackout for decent bullet for sub and supers.
Cheap? Yeah, Barry.
Yeah, I was thinking berries. I think there's a company down in Colorado, Rocky Mountain Reloading. They sell some decent stuff from what I've been told.
We can ask Zach. The guys can ask, you know, when they get there, but I wouldn't expect a whole lot of return, as they'll sit there and scratch their head zinc.
Yeah, there's not many people at Lyman that are there at SHOT Show that probably deal with their casting side. Most of the guys that are there the last couple of years have basically been there to push Mark 7.
Good evening.
Sorry, I clicked on the wrong file.
All right,
That sounds like the last episode.
I'm like, am I losing it? I hear Jim, but I don't see him. I'm like,
I don't know if a brass mold would work for zinc.
I don't know. As I said, yeah, Full Lead Taco or Andy 79Z28. Those have been the two guys that I know of. Yeah, I don't know of any other. Lyman's the only one that I know of that makes molds that will be at SHOT. That's been
Seiko?
I don't think so.
You
Are they owned by? I have to. Hang on.
They'd be with Redding.
Redding doesn't go. No.
You got your book handy, Nick?
No, it's downstairs, but I got the website. Just put molds. Let's see what comes up. Nothing comes up.
Yeah. Because RCBS doesn't advertise anything.
No, they'll be there. They'll be there, but that could be a question. I think the guy that we worked with last year at RCBS was really good, so he might be able to help us. We'll see.
Yeah, when I molds in the app, Nick, it's just all stuff for like injection molding and stuff.
Which is all in this, probably all at the supplier showcase, probably. Yeah. Which isn't it? If you have time to waste, we had some time to waste. I can't remember what day it was. It was cool to walk through.
Oh yeah.
Well, we can give you Chris Sharp. Okay. Chris, say hello to Oder.
Hey, Oder.
Now, the other ones, I don't know.
We had Ken Brown on a while back, didn't
Yeah.
we?
Yes.
I think so.
I think when we were talking about the actual Garmin one, chronograph. Raggle Fraggle, Lyman will be there, but they don't have many people that work strictly on the casting side. I think most of the people that are there are for Mark 7. At least they were last year. I think most of them were wearing Mark 7 gear, or swag. So
Yeah. Mark 7 was definitely at the forefront of what they were advertising.
that's where they've been for the last couple of years. I don't think anything new from the Lyman side has come out. But
Fucking Paul.
How about the listeners out there? They get anything cool for Christmas? That's a good one. No?
I got a super nice 180-degree bench vise I'm excited to play with.
Ooh.
So that's once the garage bench gets built, that'll be out there. And so, yeah, it's a really nice one. So I'm excited for it. When I first opened, I can't remember what envelope I ordered one of my packages, and I opened this little piece of paper, and it showed a 180-degree vise. And at first, I thought it was the oh gosh, what's the one? It's like the orange vise or whatever. That's like $650 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I thought it was that. I'm like, there's no way they bought me a $650 bench vise. I was like, I know my parents. There's no way. And then I'm like, no, that's too much orange, because there's some orange and gray in that one. So then I opened the box, but it's a really good quality one from what the videos I've seen, and it's heavy as heck, that's for sure. But
It'll work for you. I mean,
no, exactly. But no, I'm excited for it. So
they make a smaller one you can put on your reloading bench on that what's the one
inline system.
Inline system.
That's the plan. I'm gonna have one for downstairs, probably the smaller one. That's the 180 still, so I don't have to go up to the garage each time, move the truck. But yeah, I'll be able to have the small one downstairs if I need to work on a lower or something, or so.
Well, Ken Brown got a Seb Mini X rest.
Ooh.
Okay. And Michael Dunn built 2 ARs for Christmas. So he didn't do bad. MA got a splitting hatchet. I don't know how that got to do with guns. Hand Jockey did normal for what everybody. Underwear, socks, and a Johnny Cash tape. It was a black market Johnny Cash tape, just so you know. And Chris didn't hear the question. Okay. What do you guys get for Christmas, guys? Come on. Oh, we got a good one here.
There you go. He got some good one.
Yeah,
some good ones. I will say that tumbler, you will love it. Those things work great. I've had mine for a couple of years now, and
you know what? I almost think if I were to buy another Franklin Arsenal tumbler, I'd get the step up.
Yeah,
because I can feel that light too quick.
Yeah. But the only downfall about the step up is you only have the time. It's the dial, and you only get, I think, 3 hours, which most time is all we need. But sometimes you want to let stuff go a little longer. That's the only downfall I've seen on it. Would not shock me. That's one of their next products is to make the bigger one with just the button, or make an upgraded model.
Well, we saw the tumbler you need last year at SHOT.
Is that last year?
Yeah.
Oh, that yeah.
The giant.
The giant.
The giant.
I mean, it'd be perfect for Travis, but everybody else, not so much.
All right, gang. Everybody hear me?
Yep.
Okay. It's drawing time.
Uh-oh.
What are you giving away?
I didn't bring my crayons.
What are we giving away? Everybody see that?
Yep.
So we have a list of our Patreons, active Patreons.
I would hope you took me out of there.
Of course I did.
I was like, I hope so. I'm not. If I were to win, I'm redraw.
No, none of the hosts are eligible. That includes you, Chris.
I'll just write it off as a business expense.
So we are giving away an IntelliDropper.
Ooh.
So this is our current Patreons. So let me click and see who wins.
Anybody but Paul Loud.
Peter DeWitt.
Come on down.
Peter DeWitt, congratulations. You are the winner of the IntelliDropper.
Must be one of our main just listeners because I don't recognize the name from the side chat or anything. So
Please send me an email at reloadingpodcast@gmail.com so I can make sure that we have your address correct, and then we'll get that shipped out. So once again, Peter DeWitt, congratulations. You won an IntelliDropper.
Congrats.
Congrats.
all right, how long we give it him? That's the question.
Well, the show won't post till Sunday night. So, and some don't always listen right away.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 weeks,
3,
3.
just in case. Yeah.
So what is 3 weeks from today?
23rd. Oh
That'd
no,
be the 30th.
30th. My day's all screwed up.
You need to go back into the office, Nick.
Well, I am. I'm getting a new desk starting Thursday, so I'll be in the office every day, which sucks.
Great. So if we have not heard from Peter by the 30th, on the 30th, we will redraw. So, but
I hope you're
Oder,
listening, Peter.
Are you expecting Chris to do math, Oder? That's funny. Anyway. So Jim showed off the Patriot Patch Company patch of the month earlier this show. I want to talk about Jake and Ryan for a second. They're always come up with something new every month. This is last month's, which I can't show off this month's because it's behind my dresser. Also known as my reloading bench. So this was last month's. I've actually got an entire drawer full. If you guys want to see more, I'll pull them out. Just every month when I go to the next month, I toss it in the. So
We got to get you something you can put it up on the wall.
I don't think I have enough wall space. You do realize I've gotten a patch of the month every month since he started. And he started when he still owned the network. So
line your safe with them. That's what I've been doing. Inside of your safe.
I suppose. But what I got to do is I got to get off my butt and get the banner back behind my head. So.
Well, you're making a stab at it there. It's getting clean.
Yeah. Hey, I got a plant in here now. This is the plant that Nancy, my wife's work gave her when my father-in-law passed right before Christmas. So it needed sunlight, and we only have 2 east-facing windows in the house. This one and the one in the living room upstairs, where the dogs spend all their time.
Ooh, that would be good. Yeah, I can see that.
So we're pretty sure the plant would have lasted all of, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I cleared out some room, and now I've got it sitting here, which gave me a good excuse. And the pile didn't get smaller, gang. I don't want everybody to think that I just moved it from one side to the other. It actually did get smaller. So I got rid of some stuff that I didn't need. Threw out a bunch of crap that was in here that, I just toss over my shoulder. So I want to thank Jake and Ryan for being awesome sponsors. PatriotPatch.co, check them out. They have all sorts of cool stuff. They also are willing to make things. So reach out to them if you've got an idea for a patch or a shirt or something, or a sign. If you look on the dartboard, you will see the clock that somebody made me out of the life cycle of a projectile sign. So, which is pretty cool. Jake came up with a few years ago. So, yeah, awesome artwork. I actually had fun a couple weeks ago because somebody had pilfered one of the patches and was trying to use it as their own. And so we all went over and blasted that person. Yeah. No, that's not good. Yes, Gerald, thank you for reminding people to hit the like. So thanks again, everybody that's joined us in Instagram. It's pretty awesome. It looks like some people have hopped in and out. So it's pretty cool. A lot of cool people joined in and out. So thanks to everybody that popped in. So on Instagram, if you like us, if you're over there watching and you're still watching, give us a like. And let me know how it went over there, because obviously I'm doing this, I can't watch the Instagram feed, and see how it went. From what I'm seeing, it looks like it's going pretty smooth. This is our first night streaming on Instagram, so I'm hoping it went well. But I know We Like Shooting's been doing that for a couple weeks now and have had good luck. So what should we talk about next week, gang?
Well, it is the week before we leave for shots, so
how about we talk about all the people you're planning on visiting?
Yeah.
So Bowhunter 1120 said all good here. Thank you much for the feedback. Appreciate it. Yay. So we stream right now, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and now Instagram. We were streaming to Player/Utreon. It was Utreon, now it's Player. But I had to choose between Utreon and Instagram, and so we went with Instagram because I haven't been getting any feedback from Player or Utreon on over there. So I mean, it still posts over there, it's just not live. So, but YouTube's by far the biggest interaction we have for the live show. Usually it's the easiest. So, and the nice thing is we're still small enough. We seem to fly under the radar. So that's a nice thing. But we greatly appreciate everybody that tunes in.
definitely.
So as we were talking earlier, when Ken asked what the heck was on my head, we were talking about Camerado. So, Sean kind of sat down and he realized that most of the camo patterns that were out there didn't really work for where he was hunting in Colorado. So, and Chris, you probably know this from being in Wyoming as well. They're kind of unique terrains. And, I mean, for the most part, the stuff I hunt, it's not going to make a difference. And where I'm hunting, it's not going to make a difference because I'm not trying to sneak across hundreds of yards of open terrain. So I don't really need to blend in. I'm, mostly field edges and farmland and, occasionally, woods and stuff. So, and most of the time where I'm hunting, I'm set up before daylight. So the camouflage is just an addition to what I'm doing. I don't usually typically run and gun turkeys. Well, first, I don't run anywhere, but if you see me running, that means A, I'm out of ammo, and B, I couldn't kill it with a knife. So you should run too. And if you find my body on a jogging trail, know that I was killed somewhere else and dragged there. Oh, so, but, you start to get out west, not a lot of cover in a lot of places. So you have to blend in. And so Sean set about a couple of years ago when he started getting back into hunting. He wasn't really ever into hunting. He kind of did a little bit, but then he got serious. And if you're on the network, We Like to Hunt. I think that's what it's called. Is it? I don't know. I better look. I don't want to say it wrong. Plow Guy Dave will show up and yell at me. Let's Go Hunt. Sorry, my bad. And so he got involved with those guys and got back into hunting. So as he just did more of this, he decided that he would design a camo pattern. And so what he came up with at the end, this wasn't the first design. He had a bunch of different trials and tribulations. He came up with the Camerado. So I've got the hat, and then I've also got the pants, which I'm not going to show you the pants because Ollie's right behind the chair, so I can't stand up. But if you go to CAMORADO.com, you will see it. And you use coupon code RELOAD for 5% off. So they've got a whole crap ton of sizes. So it's awesome. So he kind of sat down and he said, it's it's kind of cool. His kind of thought behind it is it's a camouflage, but also, he he kind of designed it so you could kind of wear it out if you really wanted to. It kind of looks like the way the pattern is. I'll kind of show you on the hat is it doesn't look like traditional camo. So when you're walking around, it kind of looks like maybe one of those Christmas sweaters you would have gotten, or something like that. So it's stuff you could kind of wear out too if you really really wanted to. It's comfy. They've got a whole bunch of different clothing, men's, women's, casual wear, lounge wear. I've got the pajama pants. They're freaking comfy. They come with pockets and tie strings, so you don't have to worry about them falling down when you put stuff in the pockets. That's an important thing. Sizing's pretty nice. It's it seems to be about average. So I've got 4X, and that's usually about what I wear for shorts and pants and PJs and stuff like that. So, but check it out. So, say goodbye to the same old bland camo designs. Camerado brings a fresh, cool edge to camouflage design, not just to function, but to turn heads. With Camerado, you're not just wearing camo, you're making a statement. Unlike traditional camo, Camerado is crafted for both performance and fashion. It's a perfect fusion of functionality and style, ensuring you look as good as you feel, no matter the setting. So,
just what you need for a good raccoon hunt at night.
Right. But I mean, you look at the camo and stuff, and it's not one of those where you're like, wearing digicam and everybody thinks you're enlisted, or wearing some mossy oak stuff or real tree stuff and everybody thinks you're just that type of thing. It's kind of an in between, so it just looks like you're kind of wearing some festive holiday stuff, I guess. Not necessarily, but you get the, if I say that, you kind of get the idea, or you're wearing like a forest sweatshirt or something like that. So, but it's pretty nice. So yeah. So Gerald Fickner said it looks like New Mexico mountains near Lincoln National Forest, home of Smokey the Bear on a full moon night. So yeah, I mean, he's hunted in New Mexico, he's hunted in Texas, he's hunted in Colorado. So he kind of, used all of that. So, but like I said, Camerado.com, CAMORADO.com, and check it out. It's pretty cool stuff. So, but yeah, stand out while you blend in. Anybody got any shout outs? Let's shout out to Jay Hammer. How's it going? So, but
I vote Colion Nior for president of the NRA.
I agree. Actually, I voted Tim Knight, but he doesn't want to do it. So,
well, you know who they're going to select, right?
Well, it's Charles Cotton right now, and you know who they selected to be?
No. JB Pritzker.
Wayne LaPierre is going to make a Tom Brady move and come out of retirement.
No, they're going to have Governor JB Pritzker. Keep right on going the same way.
Oh, hi, Gracie. Hey, Ross, it's Gracie. So Andrew Erlandam is going to be the interim EVP. Oh, and by the way, that's been Wayne's errand boy for the last 25 years. So
no change.
Not really. Not yet. So Hammer's going to Canada for some boat shows. Nice.
It's like I had to order something from Canada on Friday, so we'll see how long it takes to get here.
Chris, you better not mess with that dog. That dog will whoop your butt. What's your sweatshirt say? What's your sweatshirt say? I don't suck. I need that.
Wife got it for me 2 years ago for Christmas.
Oh, I need that. I am 0 for 23 in whitetail hunting. I need that. Oh my goodness. And for those of you who are wondering what a sweatshirt says, you're just gonna have to watch the video. It's right around the 1 minute 43 second mark. So anyway.
Yeah, I know we have some ideas of stuff we'll do at SHOT, but yeah, we can go over that next week. So
yeah, it sounds like a good idea. We'll do SHOT preview. Tuesday, the following Tuesday, we can do range day recap, and I can just sit here and just be absolutely freaking jealous.
And we're doing a Thursday show that week as well, right?
Yeah.
And we should have a lot more shorts being posted both on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, because I'm actually have 2 phones going. I'm gonna have my main new phone, which will be all the regular video. Then my previous phone, which did all the video last year, is going to be filming just strictly shorts.
Okay.
So, but yeah, plus we're thinking maybe do a Facebook Live on the Facebook group, being because I think we got 10,000 people on there.
Yeah.
So if we can get some of those people interacted, and so maybe post some community stuff on the YouTube page, and so
I'll make sure you get access to the Reloading Podcast Instagram page. You can do now that you can do reels.
Yeah. Yep. Plus, we can post reels with different photos of different items that are cool that everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
So
I just got to figure out what my Instagram logon was.
if you need to, Chris, just send them to me and I can post them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we can talk about all that next week. And
yeah,
everybody
we'll get down.
Yep. Everybody come with ideas next week, what you want us to see, and kind of if anybody can go out there and look at the SHOT Show floor, and you can search for companies. Yeah, go check out who's going to be there, and if there's also you can go through the new products. As of right now, most of it's starting to get updated. We're still getting some stuff slowly trickling in, but yeah, if you're seeing stuff, shoot it our way. I'll throw out the chat in the thread in the community chat probably next week sometime, and yeah, throw it in there, and so.
Now we'll make a SHOT Show 2024 on Discord as well, so that way we can.
Yep, yeah, on Discord as well,
stuff like that.
Yep.
Are we gonna make new video intros?
Yeah.
Or use the same ones from last year?
How long will that take you, Chris? An hour?
Yeah, I can do a few probably this weekend or something.
Yeah,
because it's a holiday weekend, so I got 3 days. So.
Okay.
Well, that's nice. I don't have fortune of being off.
I work for the feds.
I don't work for a state agency anymore. It stinks.
I work for the VA, so federal holiday.
You're better off where you're at, Nick.
Oh, I know. But the crazy thing is, every year prior, SHOT Show was always on Martin Luther King Day week. This year it's not. It's kind of odd. So, but no, yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a good time. I'll be interested to see, being that last year was still kind of a COVID year. We were starting to come out. I'll be interested to see really what it looks like this year.
Yeah.
And I was there the year following COVID. Last year was still kind of coming out. This year's truly COVID's pretty much gone in most situations, but I'm really interested to see what's going to happen this year. And then with, of course, all, like we said, the big check group buying a lot of these companies, I'm interested to hear what's going to be going on, what's going to be talked about between the industry while we're there. And so,
yeah.
When do the contracts for the overseas ammo expire? Remember Biden put a...
Oh, gosh, when was that? Well, it all depends on when they renewed them, because they're good, I think, for 4 years, I think. Don't quote me on that. But
there's some that are going to start expiring.
Yeah. If they were smart, they would have revamped them, done an overlap contract right afterwards that takes place, or redo their contract, basically. Because I think it was up until a certain date, and then it stopped. I would have done one before, revamped my contract, and that gives you that extra couple of years.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be some questions we can hit some of these people up there.
Yeah, I know. We're definitely going to we'll have more time for sure this year, being that we're all three going to be on the floor, or all four of us. Definitely hit Vitavori, definitely hit some of these other companies. I know Forrester. It looks like the new press is actually on the website, so we'll definitely be swinging by looking at the XL. So, because I haven't seen any videos on it. Have you, Chris?
I have not seen any videos. I just know I saw the price and it's like,
yeah. I saw that a couple weeks ago. I was looking, I'm like, ouch.
That's the one that they made so you can do 50, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
probably most people are going to be doing 338s on it, though, I would guess.
Yeah.
I've got the regular Forrest. I can do my 338 Lapua on it. You just got to stick that bullet up in your die, but it's perfectly fine to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's probably specifically for that price point for that person that's
Yeah.
loading 50. And if you're loading 50, you obviously have a little more expendable income.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean the
it's-
guys are the 50s. They're 375 shy tax, all that real big ELR stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I saw the price at Creedmoor Sports, and then Forrester announced the price of it, and then all of a sudden it went down at Creedmoor.
Mhm.
So
Eh,
Well, it makes me wonder how many people jumped on it at Creedmoor before they realized the price went down. Because when we were talking about it, Paul, I went right on Forrester and I was like, well, it's actually cheaper at Forrester.
right. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I was looking. There were some companies that actually got moved out of the basement, so that's a good sign for them. Like the that core case that we
Mhm.
talked to last year. They're over in Caesar's Forum. Swamp Fox Optics got moved out of the basement.
Mhm.
So yeah, they decided to fork some more money, or a small little spot opened up on the main floor for them. So
Probably a combination of both.
yeah,
Swamp Fox just launched their second gen
Mhm.
optics for quite a few things, so you might want to stop by there for sure. So
Yeah,
Yep.
Liberty and Justice.
yep, Sentinel.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I think they're over by Thunder Beast, if I remember right.
I know I picked up one of their Kentucky long scopes just to see for Stacy's rifle, and it's actually, for the price point, it was pretty decent quality.
But no, yeah,
I just may have thrown in a 1-6 from extra.
Nothing like having your own little LVPO.
all I gotta know, Chris, is there's a gal that we were with last year that she fires.
Mm.
She wants to shoot a 50, so we're gonna try to get her to shoot a 50 at range day. So
Okay.
I
I'm
was like,
pretty
just
sure somebody will have one out there.
go up to the long range. That's where you'll shoot
Yeah.
a 50 at.
Yeah.
So, well, no, I need to take her to Bishop. That's who I need to take her to is Bishop and have her shoot the Bishops.
So they've got a new one this year. They've got the 475, but they've also got a 375 now,
Interesting.
based on a smaller case. I think it's a short action. So, but yeah, that's who I was posting about in the chat earlier.
Oh, you kind of had us. I was like, who is he talking about? Bishop? I don't know a Bishop.
I know who he was talking about, fortunately. So, because I shot it that year, he was with us. So,
Yeah, that 475 was fun. I still want one.
no, yeah, I'm interested to see. Do you know is Keltec at range day, Chris?
I'll have to check. I don't know.
I want to shoot the new Sub 2000, the Gen 3,
Yeah.
and see how it folds. Because the biggest issue with the past was you couldn't have an optic on it because of the way it
supposed to
folds.
rotate for an optic now.
Exactly. That's why I'm interested to see how that truly functions. And so,
So it's still an AR-10, so the 375 is. But
So it's the 308 case basis as far as the magazine capacity. In other words, 2.8.
let's see here.
yay, they will be there, so I can shoot it. Good. Arrow's going to be there. So we're gonna shoot that.
2.84 overall, or OAL. It's moving a 235 grain pill at 295 feet per second. It's a 0.375.
What was velocity again? 2,900 feet per second.
Yep.
That's moving.
Ooh, they made an AR 45. So uses Glock mags. Nice. So jealous you guys get to go shoot that stuff.
We'll make sure we take plenty of videos for you, Mike.
I know you will.
I'm excited to shoot the new Solus from Arrow. Hopefully, I imagine they'll have that arranged today.
I'm building one.
I've
Yes,
heard
you
nothing but good thing about him. I've heard nothing but great stuff about him.
I got I just got the action, and I'm gonna buy the barrels next month, and because it takes about 12 weeks to get the barrels spun up, and in that time I get the stock and the trigger together and stick a scope on it and see what happens.
I helped determine one of their issues with their stock from last year. They milled out the pockets for the action screws a little bit too much, so now they're issuing washers with them. Because that turned out to be the issue with that one, is it went back and forth, and I tried 3 different actions in it, and it all bound up the bolt the minute you torqued it. I couldn't even get to torque spec on the action screws.
Ooh.
So they fixed it. They issued what I got was they issued washers because they realized on one batch of them it went too far down. And then I've been told by my dealer rep that they fixed it on the ones after the initial run at SHOT last year.
So I've got a post from Instagram. Scott Bremner 31 says, "Hi guys, I'm chasing an RCBS 50 cal bullet puller. He's got the collet. He just needs it to fit the Lee 50 BMG press. If anybody can help."
So he's got the die.
No,
right?
he's got the collet.
Okay.
RCBS has their on-press puller, and
Right.
it's got a collet that goes into it. But I'm guessing
Yeah.
the collet does not fit the standard puller, or the standard die. That die won't fit the 50 cal press,
Okay.
because I think the 50 cal press uses the inch dies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
So
if you make an adapter,
see, I'm not sure.
somebody makes an adapter go from 1-inch dies to 7/8 dies.
Yeah, but a 50 cal bullet puller wouldn't be a 1-inch.
No, but what I'm saying is if the collet fits into the bullet puller,
Okay.
die body, then he could do that option.
Does Lee make it? I think Lee makes it.
So Lee may.
Because I use my RCDS for my 1.25" dies for my Martini and Snyder. I think they make a adapter, especially for the bushing system for their. I'm trying to.
Oh
think.
yeah, for their new stuff. So, and Jay Hammer wants to know thoughts on the 8.6 blackout versus what is the 338 Federal.
I shot it. It's nice. I don't have a use for it. There probably are people that have it. It just
From what I've seen and heard, the only use for the 8.6 blackout is a sub gun.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's what it was designed for.
Yep.
Unlike the 300 blackout, where you can load it for pretty much anything, sub or supersonic, the 8.6 is literally just a sub gun. So,
And everything, I mean, I'm building one, but everything I've read on as far as reloading, like if you're shooting, you want to go with solids because of that 1 in 3 twist. If you get the wrong bullet, you will have this nice little poof.
mm-hmm. Well, 338 Fed Magnum's been around for a long while. So
There's an adapter that comes with the 50 caliber Lee press that allows it to take the 7/8 die set.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I thought the Lee Classic Iron and the Lee 50 BMG were the exact same press. According to Gavin's video on single stage presses, I'm pretty sure they were basically the exact same press.
I think it's just
It certainly looks like it when you put the case up in there. It's going to be hard getting the bullet in and out. I can tell you that.
I think height might be a little different. That might be the only thing.
And it takes 1 1/4 12 thread dies or the 7/8 14 dies.
Yeah, what's your standard dies?
Yeah. So if he's got go ahead.
Fraggle kind of summed it up best from the 8.6. 8.6 Blackout is very good at the thing it was made for, but nothing else. Also requires solid copper bullets. So, which is what Chris said about the bullet construction. So,
what was the new ARC cartridge Hornady's coming out with this year? Is that 22 ARC?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see if anybody's got anything chambered in that at range day. I imagine there will be.
Still aren't providing enough for 6 ARC, so who cares?
Yeah, no, I agree. So I would love a 6 ARC build. It's just it's not to the point where I'm gonna jump down that whole rabbit hole.
When you go there, find out when they're going to be releasing their ELD-VT 22 caliber bullets. That is what I'm interested in.
Okay.
They're I haven't found them anywhere yet, and I know it's new, but that could be an interesting bullets for prairie dogs.
Yeah, I already know I got a question at the Sierra booth, so because they haven't updated their factory outlet catalog since 2020, so I need to know updated prices now that I'm only 2 hours away.
Well, they're being sold, so.
What?
You didn't see my post the other day?
No.
Gosh, you need to pay more attention.
Mike, I'm busy at work half the day. Like,
so am I. You should see all the comments of these freaking hoodlums on Discord. My phone's like ding, 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 ding.
I have, let's see how many Discord notifications I have right now. Okay, I did clear it not too long ago. I think the other day I was up to 627 in one day while sitting at work and not checking my phone. It's like, and that's on all the Discord groups I'm on. It's like, holy cow. That's why I haven't put Discord on my tablet yet, because I'm not going to get all these notifications on my tablet. Literally, this thing is strictly going to be used for reloading data, like the Hornady book. I'm probably going to try to get the Lyman Cass book on it. I'm not going to go Discord on that.
So Sierra and Barnes were sold to the parent company of Savage Arms.
Okay. Okay, now I got to really ask them when I'm there if they're going to keep doing that. If so, I need to update a price list because I might be making a drive.
There you go. Why don't you go to Barnes while you're at it? It's only a few more hours to the west.
Where's Barnes at?
Utah.
Oh, too far.
Go to Starline.
I would love to get a factory tour of Starline.
Is Starline right over by Barnes?
Starline's
right across the street from Sierra.
Not even across the street. It's
across a little side road.
Yeah. Share the parking lot.
I can stand at the factory outlet and throw a baseball and knock a window at it. Starline.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be one way to get in.
I'm sure they would not appreciate that.
No.
Starline does not give tours.
No,
I have tried. A lot
of places aren't giving tours anymore.
I think Sierra finally started them back up, but I don't know exactly from what I had heard.
Yeah.
But now I need to get Trinda over there, do the factory outlet, and then go up to Graphs, which is only like an hour from there. And
we'll see. What I want to do is I want to get Ken and Bench Addict together and go down and do a Hornaday factory tour. Because Bench Addict absolutely loves Hornaday bullets.
I'm up for that. What is that? A 3-hour drive for me?
Do a tour.
Actually, it's only like probably a 4-hour drive for me. That's still not bad though.
Nope.
Set up a live podcast from Hornady, and Nick and I meet you there.
Sounds like a fun time.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Get Bench Addict to go with you.
Right? I mean, he's gotta. He only lives like 40 minutes from me, so.
And as I said, Mike, I'm up for Gun Con because what is Brownell's like 4 hours from me, so I'm up for
Yeah.
it.
Yep. And I talked to Jonathan Whitney, and he said he's going. So, Oder said, "I'm wearing my Reloading Podcast T-shirt proudly. Thank you guys for doing what you're doing. Greatly appreciated. Thanks for all your work and efforts. Take care and stay safe, you all. Next time." So, yes, we even got a Reloading Podcast T-shirt shipped to Iceland. So those of you who are overseas and you're really interested in getting one of these fine Reloading Podcast T-shirts or the mugs or stuff like that, shoot me an email, reloadingpodcast@gmail.com, and I'll get a hold of Southern Gals Crafts, and we'll see what we can do.
I will say the sweatshirt is super comfortable. Mine came in last week. Late last week.
I forgot to order mine before Christmas, so I got to order mine, I think, this Friday probably.
I made sure I ordered mine before shot, so like I can wear it at range day, as long as it's not raining.
I got mine ordered, and I got the initial response back from Tiffany that they had some supply chain issues. I was like, she's like, it will be ready for you and there before shot, and Chris already confirmed it.
Yeah, I just messaged Chris on Discord. He took care of me, and yeah. No, they're super pretty good. Super nice.
Tiffany was like, quality. Hubby already said you needed it for range day and everything. I was like, okay.
Hopefully it's not cold and windy like it was last year.
And rainy. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Well, let's see. Hang on. Let's see.
That's why you pack your rain gear.
I'll just wear my one Carhartt jacket at Wicks Rain. Let's see. That's in Boulder City. That's right.
That forecast that far out in there.
Hey, you got to check. Got to give an idea. Let's see. Calendar. As of right now, forecasted for the 27th. Ooh, I like that. Regular temperature of 60 for the high. No rain. I like it. As of right now, that, and then of course Tuesday looking the same way forecast. So,
yeah, Tuesday through Friday, that's not a big deal because we're going to be inside most of the time.
Yep.
They're not looking like any snow anytime soon. They're going to be in the 50s all next week.
That's good.
50s the end of this week. Unlike the year my dad went years ago when I was in high school, it was frozen over.
Oops. So, all right, gang. Well, time to wrap this puppy up. So, make sure you swing by Patriot Patch Company. Make sure you swing by Camerado. Take a look. Like I said, Reload is the 5% off code for Camerado. So, I want to thank everybody who joined us on Instagram and on Rumble and on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you to everybody who continues to tune in to the audio podcast. A big shout out to Chris for helping get caught up with that. So we are actually caught up and have been. So, it's really nice. So, and Scott Bremner 31 says, "Thank you from Australia. You're welcome. If you're down in Australia, go check out Roll Sizer. That's where they are. And check out Rob from Hunt Shoot Off Road. Get yourself some brass goblin stuff. Yeah. So
thank you to the callers that called in today.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Mm-hmm. So, in the show notes, we have the link for the Patreons if you want to become a Patreon. We also have the link for our merchandise. Like I said, Awesome Reloading Podcast shirts, mugs. I don't have my mug tonight because I was drinking beer instead of a mixed drink, and beer should be out of a bottle or can, not out of a glass, unless it's draft. And unfortunately, I don't have a kegerator. It goes stale anyway because I don't drink that much beer. Yeah, swing over, check it out. Even if you don't order anything, there's one of the nice mugs. So that's the American flag one. It also comes with the either brass or
powder,
long grain powder, extruded powder. we want to be correct. So, on that note, gang, keep your brass shiny.
Jump on Millstrip Short Bus.
Teach them to shoot and reload when they're young.
Shoot smarter, not harder.
Grandpa told me, so don't listen to your mama. Violence does solve problems.
Make sure you support the Second Amendment. Local organizations, national organizations. There's a bunch out there. I support the Second Amendment Foundation. There's a whole bunch of other ones out there. One of the ones that I used to just beat the snot out of and has corrected themselves is National Association for Gun Rights, NAGR. Sean Heron over at We Like Shooting and also president of RN actually has been working closely with them for about 6 months now. I don't know exactly when the turnaround was, but it was within the last 2 years where they kind of just really got serious. So, and they're doing some really good work. Let's put it this way. Tom Gresham has railed against them for years, just like I have. On last Sunday's show, he actually called out and said that they're doing some amazing work. It's some really good work now. So, Tom doesn't change his opinion on stuff unless there's actually a good reason to do it. So, he still thinks the NRA is in trouble, like most of us do, because right now Wayne's his lackey, for lack of a better term, is going to be taking over when Wayne actually does step down on January 31st. So, going to be interesting. See what happens. If nothing else, I'm going to the annual meetings because it'd be a good shit show.
It's going to be interesting.
More importantly, I'm going to the NRA annual meetings because I'm meeting up with long-time listener Drew from SoCal, the Arizona area. So, and some other listeners. Maybe Havoc will drag his carcass over there. So. But just awesome for everybody for the support. If you're struggling, 1-800 273-8255. Sorry, it's been 3 weeks since I've said it. 1-800-273-8255 if you're struggling, or 988 from your cellular device. Reach out, get some help. We need you here. We want you here. That's kind of the reach out to get started. Mental health is serious. It's important. You need to look after yourselves. Keep an eye on your friends and stuff. If you start to notice some changes that are really odd, make sure you ask them if they're okay. If they say they're fine, well, that's all you can do. But don't just ignore them. So keep an eye on them. So especially this time of year, we just got through the holidays. Holidays are tough on a lot of people. Now we're into January, and let's face it, and probably 85% of this country, it's cold and dreary most of the time for January and February. So, keep an eye out. It's a group effort, gang. On that note, good night.
Good night, all.